Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so I'll give you a brief history, okay? So the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we won the battle of Badr under his leadership. Then we had some serious losses in the incident at Uhud. There were two battles now between us and the mushrikun of Mecca. The Muslims are in Medina, they're in Mecca. We've clashed militarily 2 major times. The third time the Quraysh say, we don't want this 50% chance we win, 50% chance we lose. We want 100% guarantee of winning. So what we're going to do is we're going to gather all of the tribes of Arabia and make sure we have all of their support, as many of them as we can get. We're going to go to each of them and say, listen, the Muslims are our enemy, but I tell you, if they become powerful, they will come after you. So if you want to stay the way things are, you should join us. Let's end this problem, because right now this is our problem, but if you don't help us and don't become the United Nations of Arabia, United Tribes of Arabia, this is going to become all of our problem. We have to eliminate the Islamic threat. We have to do that. So then they went to all the tribes and they said, you need to unite with us, and we all go together, and instead of waiting for a battlefield, we'll all march to Medina. And our army is going to be so big, because it's going to be made up of all the tribes, that we're going to walk into Medina and we will kill every man, woman and child of the Muslims. We'll get rid of all of them. We'll just finish the story. End the problem. Because it's becoming a serious problem. So a lot of tribes who used to be neutral, they did not hate Islam. They were not enemies of the Prophet ﷺ. But when they were given the story that this is a matter of national security, they became convinced and they said, fine, if it's a matter of protecting the way of our life and the way things are, we'll come with you. So now a huge legion, which is why it's called Al-Ahzab, different groups, huge legion of armies are coming, heading towards Medina. On the other hand, the Jews of Medina, who had made a peace treaty with the Muslims of Medina, made a secret treaty with the Yemeni tribes and some of the Christian tribes in the back of the Muslims, and said, listen, if the Muslims get attacked and we don't have enough forces, you guys can attack from the other side. You can take us out from you can take them out from the other side. So from this side the Quraysh will come and get them, from this side you can come and get them, they're going to be done. We'll help you from the inside. Now the Muslims have 3 enemies. One enemy coming from above, one enemy coming from below, and one enemy that is where? Inside. This is going to be over. This is it. Allah Azza wa Jal decided that He is going to, He describes this entire scenario in Surah Al-Ahzab. Okay, Surah number 33 is where this entire scene is painted. إِذْ جَاءُوكُم مِّن فَوْقِكُمْ وَمِنْ أَسْفَلَ مِنْكُمْ وَإِذْ زَاغَتِ الْأَبْصَارُ وَبَلَغَتِ الْقُلُوبُ الْحَنَاجِرَ وَتَظُنُّونَ بِاللَّهِ الظُّنُونَ هُنَالِكَ ابْتُلِيَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَزُلْزِلُوا زِلْزَالًا شَدِيدًا. It's incredible ayat. When the armies were coming from above you and from below you, and when your eyes were wide open like this, you couldn't even blink your eyes, you were that scared, and your hearts were reaching into your throats, and you were thinking all kinds of thought, then and there the Muslims were tested, and the earth beneath their feet was shaken. وَزُلْزِلُوا زِلْزَالًا شَدِيدًا. Oh, they were shaken all right. They were intensely shaken. Oof. That is the scene of the Battle of Ahzab. And then we know that the advice of Salman al-Farisi radiallahu ta'ala anhu was to dig a hole, dig a trench all around the city, so that their horses and their cavalry can't enter into the city. They'll fall into the ditch, but they won't be able to come up. And that is the only thing keeping the entire city alive. That is the only thing. Now we're in this crazy situation, Allah Azza wa Jal protected the Muslims anyway. And they are waiting outside, because the city does not have all of the food supplies and all of the rations inside. Eventually they're going to run out of food. Eventually they're going to run out of supplies. So they will have to surrender. Eventually. So the armies decided that we'll just wait outside the trench. Fine, we won't fight. We won't come into the trench, we'll just wait outside. After 5-6 weeks, the people inside will die anyway of starvation. Or they'll come out and surrender. So Allah Azza wa Jal sent إِذْ أَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ رِيحًا وَجُنُودًا لَمْ تَرَوْهَا. We sent winds against them. Now imagine the army's camp. Guys, I want you to imagine this picture. There are soldiers, they've got whoa, where did that come from? Allah sent winds and somebody sent a balloon. Well, anyway, okay, so you've got these tents. Army soldiers have tents. And how do they cook? They make a barbecue outside with a fire, right? They don't have microwaves back in the day. So they have to make a fire. And they're cooking their food or whatever. And a wind comes and the pot tips over. And it sets fire to the tent. And when it sets fire to the tent, the horses go crazy and they run away. And the fire spreads and 3 or 4 or 5 tents are on fire now. In other words, these winds kept coming and causing so many problems for the army on the outside that eventually they said, we can't stay here anymore. They left. They left. So instead of waiting for the Muslims to come out, they couldn't handle it on the outside. Allah defended the Muslims by the wind. By the wind. And they left. They failed. They failed in their attack. 6 months later, I'm fast forwarding history for you. Study the seerah exhaustively because these are important events in the life of the Prophet ﷺ. But I just want to get to these ayat, so I'm giving you the fast forward version. 6 months go by. And after 6 months, the Prophet ﷺ says, I have seen a dream, and in my dream, according to and by the way, the dream of a prophet is wahi, is revelation. So what he sees, we have to do it. I have seen a dream that we are going to enter the Kaaba. And we are going to enter the Kaaba peacefully. We're not even going to have to fight. And we're going to go there and make Hajj. Now when you go to Hajj, can you take your shotgun with you? Can you take your sword with you? Can you take your spear with you? Can you take your bow and arrow with you? No. No. You don't take weapons to Hajj. Okay? You don't take weapons to Hajj. And the dream says that you will go, and will you go for war or you will go peacefully? You're going to go peacefully. And where are you going to go? Let me ask you again so I know you're still awake. Where are you going to go? You're going to go to Mecca. Where did the Quraysh come from? Mecca. Where did they come? To Medina. Why did they come to Medina? To kill all the Muslims. And now the Prophet sees a dream. 6 months later, we should go to Mecca. And we should go without any weapons to make Hajj. And nothing's going to happen because I've seen a dream. And the Muslims believe him. Let's go. If you've seen a dream, let's go. If you ask anybody else to follow into the city that was just thirsty for your blood, you want to go there and make Hajj? Are you sure? Are you sure that was your dream? No. Let's just go. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لقد صدق الله رسوله الرؤيا بالحق. He said the truth. Let's follow him. So they go. Now, when you go to Hajj or you go to Umrah from here, how long is the flight? I don't know. Tell me. 14 hours? Allahu Akbar. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. 14 hours. I'm sure their trip from Medina to Mecca must not have been 14 hours. It must have been less. Oh wait. They were walking. They're walking from Medina to what? Mecca. So it's going to take a few weeks, maybe even months before they get there. They're not like you, who go to the airport, then wait in the lounge for 2 hours, then go on the plane, which is air conditioned, with a TV screen in front of you, which helps you prepare for Hajj. Okay? And you're sitting on the couch like, this is so uncomfortable, my back, you know. 14 hours, there's a 1 hour delay. These guys are walking. Is there air conditioning? Is there any lounge, like a club lounge where you can get a snack? No. Is there anybody walking over and offering them headphones or a wet towel or? Is there snacks offered every few hours or? And the closer they get, the closer they're getting to their own death. I mean, if you think about it, who wants to kill them? The Meccans. And you're going into their city, you're going into the lion's den itself, without weapons, you're going to get killed. So they're walking with Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They're going to Mecca. They get close enough, And there's an interesting story. You have to understand different sides of this story. Again, because I have to fast forward this for you, I have to skip parts. But the Quraysh found out that the Muslims are coming. So they, is there a fight back there? What happened? It's okay. No, it's not that interesting. If something interesting happens, I'll tell you. Okay. So what was I saying? Something about Islam? What was I saying? Remind me. The Quraysh. The Quraysh found out that the Muslims are coming. And they also found out that the Muslims are coming unarmed. They're not armed, they're coming unarmed. So they said, if they get too close, there's going to be a problem. Let's try to kill them before they get any close. So they sent Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu ta'ala anhu, because he had a fast battalion. Him and his men were fast. They were quick horsemen. To go and catch the Muslims quickly, maybe even around the area of Badr, quickly catch them and kill them. Kill all of them before they get close to Makkah. I'll tell you why they didn't want the Muslims to get close to Makkah. I'll tell you later. But you know, Rasulullah found out, because he had sent some scouts, he found out that Khalid is coming this way. So the Muslims went the other way. And they ended up in the place called Hudaybiyah. They ended up in Hudaybiyah. Now the thing is, let me tell you why the Quraysh didn't want them to get close. The Quraysh, what did they have all around the Kaaba? Do you know? What did they have all around the Kaaba? Idols. And each of these idols is from a different tribe. Okay, so they're not all idols for the Quraysh. Some idols are for the people of Ta'if, some idols for the people of somewhere else, you know, the Hudalis or whoever else, right? Different tribes, all of their idols are sitting in Makkah. And why does everybody respect Makkah? Why does everybody respect the Quraysh? Because they hold the idols. And also because they take care of people who come and give and do the tawaf and do the hajj. And why do they have respect? Because if somebody comes unarmed to Makkah to do hajj, even if it's a hajj of shirk, even if they come for that, then the Makkans will take care of them or attack them? They'll take care of them. And that is the only reason all of Arabia respects Makkah. So if the Muslims are coming for Hajj and they are unarmed and the Quraysh attack them, then they will lose the respect of all of the Arabs. And all of the Arabs are already angry with Makkah because Makkah told them, Quraysh told them to leave their homes and come out and kill all the Muslims. But did they get to kill the Muslims? No. And is it cheap to gather an army or expensive? It's very expensive. So all the tribes spent a lot of money to come and try to attack the Muslims, but that failed. And now they've all gone back, and are they ready to listen to Makkah again, to Quraysh again? No, like, you wasted our time and money. We went out there for nothing. We're not listening to you people again. And now the Muslims are coming, and if you try to kill the Muslims when they're making Hajj, it's not like the rest of the tribes like Makkah right now. So the Quraysh are like, if we attack the Muslims after they have reached the miqat, and after they've reached Hudaybiyah, then all the Arabs are going to say, forget these Makkans, man. They cost us all this money, and now they're killing Hujjaj. Forget these people, let's kill them. So now the Quraysh cannot kill the Muslims. They're stuck. They're stuck. But the Muslims don't know that. The Muslims are just going and they think that the Quraysh might still what? Kill them. They stop at Hudaybiyah. Rasulullah ﷺ sends somebody inside. He sent Uthman radiallahu anhu inside as an ambassador. We're coming to make Hajj, we're not going to fight. We're just coming to make Hajj, which is pretty amazing. You guys just tried to kill us and now we're going to walk into your house. So would you know, what's up? And we're going to go around your house, and we're going to walk back. You know what that is? That is spitting on the enemy's face and saying, what you going to do? Huh? What you going to do? So the Quraysh, they don't know what to do, but they arrest Uthman. They're panicking. They don't know what to do. What is he doing here? What do you mean they have an ambassador? What do you mean they're in Hudaybiyah? Capture him, detain him, arrest him. And they arrest him, and the rumor spreads that they killed him. The rumor spread that the Quraysh have killed who? Uthman radiallahu anhu. Where's the Prophet ﷺ and all of the Muslims? Where are they? You tell me now. They're in Hudaybiyah. So these Muslims are in Hudaybiyah and they get the news, they get the rumor that Uthman has been killed. But the truth of it is Uthman has not been killed, he has only been what? Arrested. But when the Prophet hears that Uthman has been killed, radiallahu anhu, he gets very upset. And he gathers all of the Muslims. And he asks them to take an oath of allegiance. under a tree. He calls them and says, you have to pledge to me that we will take revenge for the murder of Uthman. We're going to go into Makkah and we're going to take revenge for what they did to Uthman. Now he's going to take this oath from the people who came for war or came for Hajj. So do they have weapons or no? No, they only have the knife, the small knife that they use to slaughter the animal. That's all they got. They have no shields, they have no bow and arrow, they have no spears, and they're going to go inside the most heavily armed weapons depot city in all of Arabia, and that is Makkah. They're going to go inside Makkah to take revenge for Uthman. And Rasulullah says, I need you to pledge to me that you will be loyal to me and you're going to go. Because we have to seek revenge for Uthman. Do the Muslims agree? They agree. All the Muslims who agree, are they also now, they also know, what are the chances? Are we going to win or are we going to get killed? So we're ready to be killed. We're ready to die. Now, I want you to understand something. Actually, no, not yet. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. Now the Muslims are ready to go kill. And when the Quraysh find out the Muslims are ready to go into war, they say, no, we didn't kill Uthman. We just arrested him. You can have him back. Take him back. Calm down. Now the Muslims were already ready to fight, but then they what? They calmed down. Then they said, okay, let us come make Hajj. No, you can't make Hajj. You can't make Hajj. Let's make a treaty. This is called the Treaty of what? Hudaybiyah, Sulh Hudaybiyah. Let's make a treaty. And if you know anything about this treaty, you know that all of the terms in this treaty go against the Muslims. Every one of them goes against the Muslims, and every one of them is in the favor of the Quraysh. So they give this treaty to the Prophet ﷺ. This is the treaty. What do you say? And the Prophet ﷺ signs it or doesn't sign it? He signs it. He signs it. And that means that you will not make Hajj this year, you can come back next year. You don't make Hajj this year, you can come back next year. Now let me tell you something. If you paid for your Hajj package and you flew to Medina, and when you got to the airport in Medina, after a 14-hour flight and a couple of halal McDonald's, when you got to the passport office, the guy looks at you and says, come back next year. Go. What are you going to do? What are you talking about, mate? You can't do that to me. I came for Hajj. What do you mean go back? Yes, go back. And go back peacefully. Like, you can't do this to me. I flew all this way 14 hours. I paid for my ticket. I got the visa. I got the approval. I have the Hajj package. No, go back. Where did these people come from? They came from Medina. Muslims came from Medina. Did they fly over to Makkah? Did they walk over to Makkah? They walked over to Makkah. Are they hoping to make Hajj? Yes. And when they finally get there, Rasulullah says, he signs the paper and says what? Okay everyone, let's walk back to Medina. Now I want you to understand human beings have emotions. We're all human beings. Sahaba are human beings too. Human beings have emotions. And it is very hard sometimes to control our emotions. And sometimes when our emotions get out of control, we become chaotic. We become chaotic. You know, when a large group of people become very angry, there can be a riot. Isn't that true? Because of their emotions, there can be chaos. Isn't that what happens? Is everything okay? Did I do something? No? Okay. Alright, you were trying to do some kind of sneak attack, but I caught you. Now you have to reset the game and start over again. It's like a video game. I gotta, from last checkpoint. Anyway, what was I talking about? Islam or something? What was I talking about? Emotions. Now let's go back to this story a little bit. I haven't made my point yet. I'm just telling you the story right now. I haven't made my point yet. I'm going to make my point soon. Very soon. Be very patient. Okay. Rasulullah 6 months ago, along with all of the Muslims, almost got killed. Yes? Which emotion was there when we were almost killed? Fear. Extreme fear. Yes? Okay. Every man, woman, and child. That fear is described in Surah Al-Ahzab. We were in a state of fear. Okay. 6 months later, the Prophet ﷺ says, I have seen a dream, we're going to go where? Makkah. Now there's concern. Really? Are we going to go to Makkah? Maybe even doubt. But no, he said it, we should go. We should go. And now there may even be more fear, because that time the murderers came to us, now we are going to the murderers. The killers came to us, now we're going to the killers. So there may even be even more fear. Then they finally make it to Hudaybiyah. When they get to Hudaybiyah, there is hope. Because now we cannot be attacked, so there is hope that we will do what? We'll do Hajj. By the way, is going to Hajj cheap? You have to spend a lot of time, and you have to spend a lot of money. You have to spend a lot of time and a lot of money. It's not cheap even for the Sahaba to go to Hajj. It's not cheap. So now they're full of hope. Then the news comes that Uthman radiallahu anhu has been killed, and the Muslims are full of what? Anger. Then they take an oath that we will take revenge, and they are full of courage and excitement. You know, before the war begins, before the general says, attack! But before he does that, what are the soldiers doing? You know, like the guy in the boxing match before ding ding ding, or before a UFC fight. Okay, don't pull each other's ears, don't bite each other. Go. But before he does go, what are people doing? What are those two guys doing? You know? You're filled with aggressiveness, right? Is that a calm emotion or an intense emotion? That's a very intense emotion. So we're talking about intense fear, intense hope, intense aggression, intense anger. These people have gone through a lot of intense emotions. You with me so far? Now Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam signs a treaty, and they feel like this treaty is intensely insulting. What? We don't get to make Hajj? What? If one of us runs away from Makkah, we have to send him back to Makkah? What? We have to go back? We can't fight them? We were ready to just take revenge right now. And now we have to just go back home? Disappointment, frustration. There are so many emotions in these people. And it's not one person, it is lots of people. Now let me tell you something. If you have one young man who is very angry, extremely angry, is it easy to calm him down? No. Calm down, son, calm down. Just relax. Okay, just relax. It might take you 30 minutes before this young guy, whose nostrils are, they're swelling up like. It might take a while before he calms down, you understand? That is just one angry man. Are they in the thousands? If there are hundreds, if not thousands of angry men, is it easy to calm them down? No. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam turns to them and he says, we're not going this year, let's go back. He said, I thought you saw a dream. We're going to make Hajj. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I never said this year. What do you mean you never said this year? If it wasn't this year, why did we come here? But they didn't say anything. And Rasulullah said, everybody take your ihram off. Because once you put the ihram on, you have made the intention for Hajj. And Rasulullah says, everybody take your ihram off. They don't take it off. They don't take it off. Why not? You tell me now, why not? One angry man's emotions are hard to control. A huge mob of angry men is impossible. It is impossible. If all of you were angry at me and I said, calm down, I would be dead. It's over. I cannot. You're going to kill me. You understand that? You cannot control a mob. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. You know, when there's chaos in sometimes you see on the news, there's a group of people and somebody fires a gun in the air. And the whole crowd, what happens to it? Everybody goes in different directions and they're running over each other and there's chaos. And if somebody's saying, everybody stop! Do they stop? No. You can't control them anymore. Their emotions are too high. Now Rasulullah ﷺ comes back into his tent And he's shocked because this is the first time he has not heard سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. This is the first time. And the mother of the believer sees him and she says, don't worry, you just take yours off, they will calm down. So he takes his off. And then when he goes, and you shave your head, and he goes outside, and what do they start doing? They're angry, they're upset, I can't believe we're going to walk all the way back now? Why do we come all this? No, okay, fine. We'll just take it all off. We'll take the ihram off, we're going back home. Now, this was a pretty important incident. So Allah decided to describe this incident. Now I'm at my point. This is I painted a historical event for you so far. What happened in history? Now I want you to see how Allah describes this event. Not how I describe this event, not how you describe this event, not how the Sahaba thought about this event, not even how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sees this event, but how Allah sees this event.